Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how you can move with just your car. So once I graduated college, I had to move 4 times within 1 year. So during the whole first year after college, I was just moving all of the time, and every single time I didn't get a U-Haul, I didn't have a truck, I didn't have friends to help me. All I had was my tiny little sedan. I have a Chevy Sonic. It's a pretty small, compact size car, and I managed to move with just my car every single time that I had to move. So I feel like I've kind of perfected the whole moving with a small car kind of thing. And if you're about to graduate or if you're having to move soon, then you might have to move with just your car as well. So here are some of the things that I did to help make things a little bit easier and make everything fit into my little car. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is downsize. You're gonna have to get rid of your big furniture. There's just no way that couches or beds, mattresses, those kinds of things are going to fit in your car. There's just no way. So you're gonna have to get rid of some of those bigger furniture items, sell them, get rid of them. But also on top of that, you're gonna have to really sift through your things and just pick the items that are really important to you and that you really want to keep. I even think back to when I moved and there were so many items that I moved with, and I'm like, why did I even hold on to that? Like, I should have just gotten rid of it back then. But really just think hard about what you want to keep and what you really want to move with you, because if you're gonna have to move several times, you're just gonna have to keep moving it over and over and over again. So figure out if it's really important to you and if it's really worth moving, and if it's not, get rid of it. Sell it, donate it, whatever you gotta do, but just get rid of it and minimize as much as possible, because this is just gonna make your move so much easier. The next thing is to put as many things into bins as possible. I recommend the clear bins so that you can actually see what's inside, and I recommend bins over boxes because this is something that my mom told me that totally made sense, that because I was moving so much, having plastic bins just made more sense because they're reusable and they don't break as easily, they don't rip as easily. Plus, like, there were a couple times where I had to get storage units for my stuff, and if your stuff is in a plastic bin and for whatever reason your storage unit floods or there's water damage or whatever, a cardboard box is just gonna get soggy and wet, whereas the plastic bin is going to be totally fine. So I would definitely recommend investing in some of those bins. They're pretty cheap. They're like $5 or $6 at like Walmart and Target. Just get as many as you need. And they're also really easy to stack, which can help you when you're putting them into your car. Let me see, how many were I able to fit? I think I was able to fit 2 long big ones in my trunk, and then I was able to fit 6 in my back seat. I think at least 4 or 5. Like, I was able to just stack 2 on top of each other in the back seat, like in each seat, and then I could fit 1 to 2 in the front seat, just depending on how much space I had. So I could fit like a good 10 bins in my car, 8 to 10 bins in my car, which is a pretty good amount for a pretty compact car. And you can fit a lot in those bins. You're gonna have to play Tetris a little bit, but if you can fit the majority of your stuff into those bins, it's just gonna make it so much easier to also like put them in and out of your car as well. The next thing is to take advantage of your folding seats. If you have a sedan with folding seats, I would definitely recommend putting them down as opposed to just having your trunk space separate from your back seat. I found that I was just able to fit more in that way. It probably just depends on your car, but especially if you even have some like longer items, maybe you have like a mirror or something, or maybe like a bed frame or something that you just don't want to part with, that needs to go kind of like the whole length of your car, then you're going to want to have those seats down. So I would recommend just starting with your seats down. This will also make it easy for you because it'll kind of create like a little pocket between like your like driver's seat and like the back seat, like underneath on the bottom on the floor, so you can like even wedge like small items back there as well. The whole goal of moving with your car is just to play Tetris and see how much you can fit in all of the little nooks and crannies in your car. The fourth thing is to use vacuum seal bags. I love vacuum seal bags. They save so much space. So any of your bedding, any of your clothing, shove that into those vacuum seal bags. You can totally get them at Target or Walmart. Amazon, wherever you want to get them, you will need a vacuum, so that might be the only like downside to it. But I guess if you really absolutely have to, you can always go to like a car wash that has those vacuums set up, pay like 50 cents and just use those to get all the air out of your vacuum seals bags. But those things compress so much, and then you can just shove them in the little nooks and crannies. I always shove mine in the trunk on top of like the 2 bins. You can shove them in the side, you can shove them in the back seat. Just be cautious of how much you're stuffing in, because there have been times where like you don't realize how heavy they can get, especially like if you're just stacking clothes in there. Like those things can get super heavy, so just be mindful of that when you're doing that. But definitely use those vacuum seal bags to save some space. The 5th thing is to make sure you leave yourself plenty of time to try to fit everything in, to make sure everything fits. I don't know, there's like 2 of the times definitely like I'm just there like shoving things in my car at like 5 a.m. in the rain, like trying to do it all before work because I have to move after work and I have to be out of the house, and like just trying to fit everything in, and then things don't fit, so you just have to start throwing it in the trash can, which sucks because a lot of the time it's like good stuff that can still be used, or you just have to leave it behind and hope that it's okay. And it's just a mess and it's super stressful. So if you have the time, try kind of testing things out, testing the waters, because you always think that you can fit more than you actually can. So just be mindful of that, be aware, really think about that when you're minimizing your items, and give yourself like a good couple of hours to pack everything up and fit it all in your car. Don't do it super early in the morning before work. And the last thing is to make sure that you leave space in your back seat so you can actually see out of the back window. I made this mistake one time as well, where like I had my car packed so full that like the whole back window was blocked off. I could barely see. Everything was like shoved up against the side window, so it was really difficult to see my blind spots. I was basically just relying on my mirror the entire time, hoping and praying that I didn't hit anybody or like sideswipe them or anything like that, which is super dangerous. So make sure you leave yourself time, leave yourself space, and just leave yourself at least like a little bit of a window in your back seat so you can at least see behind you, because it'll really suck if you can't. And those are my 6 tips for moving with just your car. If you have to move with just your car, I know how stressful it is, so I really hope that these tips have helped you out. If they did, please give this video a thumbs up because it really helps out this channel. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.